an interrupted appointment. But we know how it is. We, on our way to doing something, we have it in our minds what we gonna do, and we have it in our minds what we're supposed to do, and somehow we get interrupted from the task at hand. We get interrupted from what we were going to do, and on our way to doing that, we get interrupted. In our text this morning, it says that they were coming to Jericho. And if you finish reading and go on to the 11th chapter, you see the 11th chapter is when it starts Jesus' triumphal entry into Jerusalem. So they were coming to Jericho and they were on their way to Jerusalem. And Jesus is interrupted.
All right.
Mark is my favorite gospel writer. I know I've told you all that on many occasions before, amen. I like the gospel writer Mark because my boy Mark, he don't waste any time, amen. He don't start with Jesus' birth. He doesn't start with a genealogy, Reverend Moody, of how he's related to David and how David is related to Adam. He don't bother with those type of issues. He starts where Jesus' earthly ministry begins.
Yes.
Mark seems to me like a brother who's in a hurry, amen. He's in a hurry because he's trying to get his readers, he's trying to get his hearers all the way to Holy Week. Mark don't get excited, amen, until we get to the triumphal entry. He says straightforward, this happened, and immediately this happened, and this happened this way, and this happened that way, and he doesn't take much time to pause and give us a whole lot of details that Matthew and Luke and sometimes John does. But here we have Mark writing about Jesus on his way to Jerusalem, on his way to going to the triumphal entry, on his way to Palm Sunday, on his way to Good Monday, amen, on his way to Maundy Thursday, on his way to Good Friday, on his way to Easter Sunday morning, and Mark pauses while Jesus is on his way to his appointment in Jerusalem at Calvary. Mark here records that Jesus stopped. Jesus took time for somebody everybody else was too busy to take time for.
All right.
Jesus pauses here and takes time for the one whom the disciples tried to quiet. He takes time for the one whom they tried to say, well, he's bothering us. Why don't he just close his mouth? Jesus pauses. He interrupts his appointment at Calvary to do his Father's business.